What's up, everybody? It's Keefe. I am back once again with another GhostCultMag.com weekly ritual. Gotta be honest, I was very tempted to cancel today. I'm sure we'll talk about the Ace Frehley news and the passing of the Kiss legend. A whole piece of my childhood is gone. Did not expect this news. It's been a very hard summer and fall with passings of people. And it is a lot. Skullbasher's here. What's up, buddy? And Jay Rubino 13 and Christopher Cameron, who have both been watching Ghost Cult stuff, is here. I thought about canceling. Then I thought about just doing an Ace-centric show, and my partner advised me, like, prepare better and do one tomorrow that's a little more thoughtful. I know the prevailing wisdom for all the live streamers is, let me get this thing out quickly to take advantage of things. I'll have some further comments about how my journalistic fellows have handled this entire situation. I can't say that I'm super thrilled about how it's all been handled. But we're here for the weekly show. Scooter is here. What's up, Scooter? I'm very sad, bro. I know people can dunk on Kiss, and Ace was far from perfect, and I'll talk more about it tomorrow when I do a standalone live stream and podcast about him. But man, thank you, Q. Just fucking sad. But we're here. I decided to sally forth and do the show. It's a little late, but I'm doing it. I'm doing the damn thing. It's going to be a short one because I may cry. You may see me cry. I don't do performative crying or crying on cue, but I may just get overcome because I already got choked up earlier. I put on some Kiss music and it was like, oh God, I can't. Honestly, Gene almost bought it last week. You fall asleep at the wheel on the Pacific Coast Highway. I don't know if you've ever driven up the PCH in California. It's all rocks and mountains and cliffs down to the ocean. And he crashed into a parked car because he fainted because he's on new meds, apparently. Yeah, man, Kiss, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Thin Lizzy, Queen, Pink Floyd. That's my whole ABCs. That's my whole childhood. Before I was out of diapers, I was rocking out. I will always love Kiss. Kiss is imperfect. Kiss is a reflection of middle America. Is, got its faults and flaws in all the best and worst ways. They are American. But, Kiss, Ace is an icon, and he is everything about him. I don't even think it's a question that he was the most talented person in Kiss, and I'm a huge Peter Criss fan. Like, I wanted to be Peter Criss when I was a little kid. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm going to bang through the show. And, hey, Southeast of Heaven, I am high as fucking working on a piece as we speak. Yeah, man, it's the same. Every time someone dies, I have to write up an obituary, hope I didn't miss anything crucial, be thoughtful and smart. And, I think there's this very gross thing. And Don, my padre here, Don from Southeast of Heaven, talking to Talk with Don and Glacially Musical Podcast. Don is one of my hetero life mates. I love you too, buddy. Thank you. There's this kind of very shitty, because again, a lot of people who do what we do are not trained writers. And even if you weren't a trained writer, there's just a lack of decorum and ability when it comes to talking about someone that's passed away. Turnt Woe Band is here. Christine, Michelle, thank you for all passing by. Mason G, welcome back. Anybody that's watching, thank you. Ace and Ozzy hanging out there. Yeah, I saw that. I think a lot. Yeah, I'm a wreck, bro. I'm a wreck. I know. Well, I mean, I don't know, Don. You wrote a book. You published a book about a semi-memoir / rock history book. It's brilliant. I told you that before we were friends. I was, very well enamored with your book. I would actually like to have a poster of the album cover, the book cover. But anyway, I have not written a book. I would like to. Melissa's here, my love. Hello. I'll see you in a few hours. But anyway, I got to get this done so I can go pick up my sleep meds and then go see my girlfriend. But anyway, and cry a lot. But yeah, man, I think there's a lack of quality writing and decorum, especially when someone dies. It's very salacious and mean. A lot of people were pushing the Ace is dead thing before he was announced. There were only 4 sources I would have accepted an acceptable confirmation of Ace's passing. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. And everybody was like for the clicks, doing it for the clicks. And I think that's fucking gross. Really gross. But anyway, let's do the show. I have a fun picture of me here. Here's me taking a selfie in my fit for a metal show. I had like one of the most metal weeks of my life. You know, I went to 2 shows this week. I've been rocking out a lot. I've been listening to a lot of music. I got like in the flow of writing again for the first time in a while, where I felt like very into my zone. And I'm really having a hard time. Thank you, Scooter. I love you too. I'm having a hard time processing my grief about Ozzy, and now Ace is gone. This is just fucking terrible. Not to mention a whole bunch of other losses. Brent from Mastodon. But anyway, thank you everybody for the love and support. I am not doing well. Hello, family. I hope you are fine. I am not fine. Man, George Carlin died way too young. Here's the tip menu in case people want to drop us a tip. I appreciate it. You know, I did talk to my good homie Jim today, Slayer's Wine. He may pop in here. Sometimes he pops in. And Jim and I were talking, you know, he's fighting cancer again, but he still has a very good prognosis. And, you know, we were talking about how sad it was. Ace is really the first. Eric Carr is really the first Kiss member to die, but it's very sad that Ace should perish. And, you know, like I said, we almost lost Vaseline Dion. Great name, by the way. Incredible stage name, Vaseline Dion. That's amazing. You're a genius. I don't know if anyone has ever told you you're a genius, but you're a goddamn genius. I'm going to just drop the tip menu here on Tick of the Talk. A lot of people reached out and called me. That's another reason why I'm going late. I just needed comfort and care under the circumstances, and I am sorry. I keep promising to do these at a more consistent clip, and it is a struggle. I won't front. Where is this fucking comment thing? Hold on, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Instagram. Hey, TikTok. Make this shit easier for me. TikTok might be going away as we know it. All the time I've spent investing in this platform, it may be disappearing as an app for America. We have to start all over again with a new. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing pajamas underneath this Misfits shirt. And hello, Melissa. All right, so here, let's do the show. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. 8 minutes in. Let's get to it. You know, we start every week with the announcements, and obviously we're going to talk about Ace. We already, you know, started about talking about Ace, so we'll talk more about him in a minute. Again, Ghost Cult turned 13 last year. Yeah, I hear you. Let's take this to Friendster. Let's bring back Friendster. Just a crazy year for musicians and actors passing away. Very sad, but we'll all be there for each other. Word, Scooter. Scooter, I appreciate you. You're wonderfully said, my friend. So we turned 13 last week. I was supposed to, hey, Ken is here. Ken is a huge Kiss fan. We were talking about the passing of Ace. First person to call me. First person second person, first person to call me. Second person I talked to about it overall. This box behind me is supposed to be a giveaway I'm starting to do for the 13th anniversary. That was last week. It's gimmicky. It's like 13 items for $130. Somebody's going to win it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I can't do it today. I just didn't have it in me to do it, and would have been the last thing I did before going live. But anyway, 13 years of Ghost Cult. Ken, thank you for being there for me, brother. And I'm really sorry. Ken has been like me, a Kiss fan since the first band I love, first band since childhood. Ken saw Kiss back in the day. His parents took him. Amazing. We're giving away tickets to see the Cult, Death Cult, Failure, and Patriarchy in LA on the 30th. So if you want, feel free to sign up. I will drop the link right now. Again, if you're in the California area, sign up. If you're not in the California area, and you definitely can go to the show, keep trying. But I really would like to give 5 pairs of tickets away to people that can actually go to the show. I know Golden Voice is, have some issues, but they are who they are. Let's see. I will put this comment everywhere but Facebook, because if you start putting too many comments on Facebook, they block you, because Facebook is fucking dumb. All these social networks are disappointing the shit out of me, and really, That's why I'm reactivated our newsletter. I started doing more on YouTube and things like that with my own YouTube channel. Please go follow me at Ghost Cult Keefe 666. I will be doing some very premium content there soon. We are going to do memberships and stuff. So yeah, Ace died. This sucks. I will do a live stream about it tomorrow afternoon. Not from here, but I'll do it tomorrow. And we'll talk more about him then. Rip to one of the goats. Sean Malloy, what's up, brother? Thanks for being here. One of the goats. No Dimebag Darrell, no Megadeth, no Metallica, no Misfits, no Pantera, no Skid Row, no whole Motley Crue, no nobody if you don't have Ace. And even though Gene and Paul conceived of Kiss and all these things, Ace was the talent in Kiss, man. He really was. But we'll talk again. I'm gonna go very Dokken, right? Every band, Don's favorite band, Dokken. Yeah, man. All right. Also this week, heartbreaking. D'Angelo, the neo soul R&B singer, died at 51. It kind of breaks my brain. He had pancreatic cancer. It's a horrible way to go. And his child with Owen Guns is here. His child with Angie Stone. Angie Stone died in a horrible car crash this spring. So now that child, however grown, is parentless after like 6-7 months apart. Like heartbreaking. D'Angelo, kind of hit big and then kind of retreated from the spotlight. He had some personal travails and trials and stuff. And what a tough life he had, even though success and fame. There was always a chance he was going to continue to, do stuff. John Lodge of the Moody Blues died late last week. This was a heartbreaker for me. I love the Moody Blues, one of my favorite groups growing up. John is the person that pushed them into progressive rock along with Justin Hayward and took them away from kind of a Rolling Stones, Kinks pop rock, Beatles pop rock to a real progressive rock powerhouse. And they weren't the first band to do the symphonic thing, but they were maybe the best band to do it, actually. No disrespect to Metallica and a bunch of other bands who've done it. Diane Keaton died this week. Does turn out that she was sick for a very long time with an undisclosed illness, and then she contracted pneumonia, and that's what killed her, which sucks. I know, just I talked about this with my best friend about how wonderful she was. I can't afford a photo of Diane Keaton. I was able to get a photo of Ace to use for our social posts. This is a screen grab from The Godfather, obviously one of the greatest films of all time. Her acting career was fucking stellar. She did have a romance with Pacino, and they ended up not staying together, which is too bad. And he talked about how heartbreaking her death is for him. He loved her forever. They just met each other at the wrong time or some shit. And just what a champion actress she was forever and ever. Go look up all her stuff. Not just Annie Hall, not just The Godfather. She really was never in too many stinker movies. She was always like uplifted everything she was in. Kind of like Dennis Hopper, how I think about it. Hey, Now I've Done It is here. I was just about to give you guys a shout out. We'll talk about that in a minute. We've been talking a lot about Ace Frehley and a bunch of other things. This one kind of fucking broke my brain a little too. Another fucking great legend lost. Tomonobu Itagaki, who obviously invented Ninja Gaiden, died at 58. I don't know what he passed away from, but obviously humongous game designer, like a legendary game designer. So just a whole week of heartbreaks and heartaches. On the good news, this week in 1991, Metallica, in their kind of ascent before the Black Album, went from being kind of this underground. All of thrash metal was underground, but they went from being this real underground band to being like a headliner of local festivals. Day on the Green was the Bay Area metal festival, and it had gone back to like Scorpions and Van Halen and Ozzy and David Lee Roth solo and all these things. And then Metallica headline. Look at this lineup. I'll embiggen this for a minute. Day on the Green, Metallica, Queensryche. This is 1991. Metallica, Queensryche, at the height of Queensryche Empire and Mindcrime. Faith No More, humongous here, right? And Soundgarden. Holy fuck. That's at Oakland Stadium, the now disused baseball stadium where the A's used to play. Fucking whack. Scooter, too much sadness. Hopefully the year will end on a high note. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Start from scratches here. On a good news for Halloween season, we still got a few more weeks till Halloween. Evil Dead premiered this week in 1981. One of the most creative, great movies of all time of the entire horror genre. And frankly, it's a revolutionary movie just in general. Shout out to my man, Sam Raimi. Every set that day was amazing. Queensryche set was mind-blowing. Word to the fucking bird, bro. They're all on YouTube, I think. You can watch them. You have the shirt. Sick, bro. That's a great shirt. Also this week in history, I'm Afraid of Americans by David Bowie with 9 Inch Nails in the Trent Reznor in the video. Great video, one of the best videos of the whole decade, and that's saying something from Bowie and 9 Inch Nails, who both have some of the most iconic videos of that time. But super fucking great video and song. I've been bugging out on that recent acquire. I don't know if you guys watched the my other podcast, the Glacial Musical Podcast, where I got that great radio show vinyl performance recording from Bowie and 9 Inch Nails. Don says, I'm afraid of Americans as we speak. You know, Mitch McConnell is alive, Orrin Hatch. I don't wish death on anybody, but these motherfuckers are going to just die well after we're all gone. And we had to lose Ace in a terrible fucking way. What a fucking shame. But okay. Also, in metal history in the last week, here is a bunch of albums that came out. Maybe it will jog some memories for you. Maybe you will go stream it. Maybe you'll be like, I need that on vinyl, and go get it. That's why we do these things. We talk about birthdays. There were a few birthdays I missed this week. We did Doc Coyle, and I wish Michael Alago a happy birthday, his 66th birthday. He's a wonder and a gem. But yeah, Dennis is here. What's up, Dennis? Nikki, J-Rod, what up? Welcome back. So released this week in metal history, arguably the first death metal record ever, Possessed 7 Churches. Also released this week in history, Ozzy Down to Earth, not my favorite Ozzy record, but solid. COC's brilliant and Grammy Award-winning Wise Blood. If you wonder why Load and Reload sounds like they do, it's because Metallica and James Hetfield got like completely addicted to Corrosion of Conformity. Overkill, motherfucker, Feel the Fire, their debut album, excellent. Not a little more punk rock than the thrash metal they became, but pretty good. Rivers of Nile, I think this is their debut. Lorna Shore, the most talked about band of the last 3 or 4 years. Pain Remains, this is their debut with Will Ramos on vocals. We had a really good interview with Will around this time. And yes, the singer of Lost Prophets is dead. Yes, we talked about him last week. Fuck that. Trivium had an excellent record this week in history. Yeah, man, understood. Ken, get well. Be kind to yourself. Love you much, brother. And again, thanks for the support today on the Ace stuff. It's just been fucking dreadful. Hey, Karen is here. What's up, Karen? Good to see you again. Yep, the Lost Prophets singer died. Maybe we lose a great one, we get rid of a terrible one. Creators, Endless Pain. This is their debut. Be well, Ken. Thanks for being here. Death Angel, this dream calls for blood. I love me some Death Angel. Looking forward to the Death Angel Christmas shows in December. Insomnium, I feel like I have this record autographed by the band somewhere. Like I was at a show and I wasn't intending to buy. Like they were on tour for an album that came out a couple of years ago, but this was the record. They had the vinyl and it was signed, and I made like an impulse buy. I was working at the time and I was like, I have extra cash. I'll buy this record, One for Sorrow. Great record, but I also was like, is it my favorite Insomnium record? For sure not. Gotta get some cookies and milk. Be back soon. I bet you got the munchies, bro. I'm going to get wrecked on some gummies later. Sacrifice, my second favorite Canadian metal band after Voivod. Forward to Termination. What a colorful album cover this was. Not a lot of album covers use yellow in the 80s and 90s. My Dying Bride, The Light at the End of the World. I'm so sad about the My Dying Bride news. I think I briefly touched on it last week. That Aaron / was let go / left My Dying Bride. He's on tour right now with his new band High Parasite. We'll talk about that. AC/DC, their best live album with Bon Scott, If You Want Blood. This was like the AC/DC 70s people remember. Something stupid. Welcome back, Dom. It's been a minute. Thanks for being here. Pete Goland is here. Overkill, Years of Decay, great record. This also came out in the last week. Here's a great record, Enslaved, the former Ghost Call Album of the Year for 2017. The E record, it probably means like in Old Norse or whatever, and it has like a deeper meaning, kind of like how kanji means phrases in Japanese and not one letter for all you tattoo folks. Flotsam and Jetsam Quattro, not my favorite. Their fourth record was like every thrash band tried to be grunge or Metallica Black Album. Dude, the king of space, bro. I'm so sad about Ace, bro. I'm so fucking sad. Thank you for your comment. And I'm glad to see you back here. So, Exodus, blood, Zetro out, Duke's in. Don is missing that comment, I think. But looking forward to see Dukes maybe do some of this music that he originally recorded, and then Zetro replaced him, and Zetro re-recorded the whole album in 1 week. Raven, Rock Until You Drop, pretty solid record. I love this. This thing always cracked me up when I saw this album cover as a little kid. Iron Maiden Live After Death, the great Iron Maiden Live Out. Duke's out Hunnalt. Dude, Rick Hunnalt is awesome. I love Rick Hunnalt. I've interviewed him a few times for his current bands. And he's got that band Nefarious. You like Zetro over Dukes. A lot of people do. Zetro, also never in the same room as the ghost of Bon Scott. I like Dukes, the records Dukes made. He absolutely fucking nailed the assignment, brought them into a modern sound. He saved the band. They were done. When Zetro quit the band after they recorded Tempo of the Damned 7 days before going on tour to promote Tempo of the Damned, and Zetro quit, and they had a tour book with Megadeth as the opening band for Megadeth, the middle band. And Steve Escobar from Defiance and a bunch of other Skin Lab, right? Like great vocalists. And I love Skin Lab. Skin Lab's back making new music too. I've seen them live recently. I'm so happy. And I saw Defiance finally last year. Blood and Blood Out was their best album since Fabulous Disaster. I heartily disagree, but okay. I think Atrocity Exhibit A and B, go back and listen to those with Dukes. But Tempo is great. Tempo has Blacklist, which is one of my favorite songs. Okay. My favorite Ace solo. I mean, the solo in She is fucking just so soulful, and She is an incredible song to begin with. Gotta love the live version of Rock and Roll All Night. He crushed it. He Fractured Mirror, Rock Soldiers, Ace is the most talented person in Kiss, man, by far. Very sad, very sad. Been a Kiss fan since I was like 2 or 3 years old. It's crazy. Kiss Army 75. Black Diamond outro. Oh, that's a great one too. Live, especially. I love Black Diamond. Black Diamond is an incredible song. Fate's Warning. Here's a great record I bet Don has. Yeah, and that's the deal. Once again, if you want to drop us a tip in the tip menu, I appreciate it. Thank you. If not, that's okay too. I'm going to reduce my embiggen and go back to this. Of course, we got the Cash App. If you want to hit it. And if you don't, that's fine too. Once again, it's time for features. And of course, we do live streams. I only did the one this week. I'll talk about it in 1 more minute. Tomorrow, I will go live and do a specific show about Ace. Dr. Love in Detroit Rock City. Dude, yeah, killer. Dr. Love is great. Great song, great solo, everything. Shock Me has to be one of his best solos. Dimebag Darrell's favorite guitar solo and the one that made him want to play guitar. Mojave Experience. So I went live on Monday, and I will probably be going live for the next bunch of Mondays as we have become a partner with the festival, the debut festival taking place in Joshua Tree National Park in March. I may yet go out there for it. We'll see. But in the meantime, we agreed to partner with the festival to help them promote it. We helped make their second lineup announcement. They had previously announced Earthless as one of their headliners along with Dead Meadow, Bay Area. What up? And then I came on Monday and I announced Acid King and John Garcia of Caius doing an entire career retrospective set with his current band. Our Ray Bass is here. What up? Travis is here. So yeah, Mojave Experience. Stay tuned every Monday about 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern for me to go live every week in the next bunch of weeks and announce new bands coming on for that. Be pretty quick, pretty brief live streams. We'll see how they do. But I'm excited to work with them. So yeah. Also, hey, now I've done it. We premiered their entire new album stream, and Ill Guest is out tomorrow. And shout out to Clawhammer PR. Now I've done it is like the child of Mr. Bungle and Made Out of Babies and Stolen Babies, no relation to Made Out of Babies, and Devin Townsend's more weird mystical shit. Great band, love the record. I jammed it out. I ran the premiere. You go check it out. It's one of the top posts on our site today. Interviews this week, feature-length interviews on our YouTube and podcast. Tom Osmond, my managing editor of our reviews team, also does interviews, and he interviewed Steve Austin of Today's the Day. I've interviewed Steve in the past. New Today is the Day album out now. Probably one of the best albums of the year. Re-released on his reactivated label Supernova USA Records. Very excited for some Today is the Day. Some of the best 90s and 2000s metal was made by this band, and he produced probably every band you love. Also, if you like grindcore and death metal, Nuclear Dudes, I talked to John Weissman about their current record, Truth Paste. They have another new record coming out because Grind for Life and just busting out bedroom albums, but another new record is coming out in November. So we'll have another interview with them soon. By my pal Morgan Evans. Also, I ran my interview with Cosmic Reaper, pretty cool, fun stoner rock psychedelic doom band from the Carolinas. Excellent stuff. Also, just in case you missed it, recent interviews we've done include Halloween and a bunch of other bands. Ashes of Aries, Matt Barlow, formerly of Iced Earth, maybe again. Future Iced Earth singer again, probably someday. Stu Block out, Matt Barlow in, Zetro out, Duke's in. And of course, the Glacially Musical Podcast, one of my hetero life mates, Dawn, is here from that. Just hang Rock and Roll Over. Yep, bro. That was my first vinyl I ever bought, Dom. Rock and Roll Over when I was 5 years old. Came out over the summer when I was about to turn 5. I got some cash on my 5th birthday. Grew up in pretty bad poverty. But once in a while, we got things, and I was given a fistful of dollars, and I got walked down to Pelham Parkway in the Bronx with my mom next to the OTB, and everybody puffing cigars. And I got that Rock and Roll Over, and I brought it home. And my brother was tired of me touching his Kiss records, and I got my own little Fisher-Price phonograph and my Kiss record that probably fucked up that record, but I love me some Rock and Roll Over. I want you. Glacially Musical Podcast is currently doing a series I am leading on Alice in Chains. I'm so pumped. One of my top 3 bands of all time. Schaefer in prison, hopefully. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. He ratted, so hopefully he doesn't get murked out in the wilds in Florida where he lives. He ratted on the Proud Boys so he could get out of jail. He was going to go to jail for a long time. So anyway, Glacially Musical Podcast. We did our first few episodes on Alice in Chains. We were supposed to do a chaser this week anyway, and then we decided maybe we'll do another Alice episode, but I think we're going to end up doing Ace. We are all big Kiss fans. Nick Cameron, Don, and I. So stay tuned for that. All right. Now the news rundown. I'm going to whip through this. It's going to be a little condensed because I got to hit the road, and I got to make the pharmacy in time to get my meds. Metal Festival. Sick New World has been leaked. People, oh, nice, man. The local store you love was going out of business, Tom says, and he hooked me up with album covers. That's sick, bro. So, Sick New World, the internet will not fucking let up. I wanted to come back. People wanted to come back. There have been a lot of updates to their website, but apparently they're not smart about it. So, the lineup is now, not the lineup, but the when it is. So it looks like it's going to be the last weekend in April back in Vegas. There were some rumors about Texas. It still might do another one in Texas. System of a Down is the headliner. I would imagine most of the lineup from last year is going to be this year. Maybe Metallica comes back. Maybe Linkin Park comes back. Maybe neither of them come back. People seem to keep blaming Metallica and Linkin Park as the reason the festival was canceled. I know the reason it was canceled, and I've talked about it a bunch of times, including on Reddit. So if you're at Sick New World, When We Were Young is this weekend, then they'll probably announce it then, and I'll talk about that in a second. So yeah, When We Were Young, also by the same company that does Shaky Knees and Coachella and Lollapalooza and When We're Young. So When We're Young, we'll probably get some news soon about it. Once again, reminder about the Mojave experience. It looks pretty cool, man. That last Sick New World lineup was cool. The one that didn't happen or one that did happen? John brings war. Welcome back, John. Salon Cuts is here. Zoko is here. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for tuning in once again. This looks cool. What is this? The FYA Fest taking place in January. Hatebreed, Marauder, Haywire, Mind Force from New York. Bullshit. Everybody Takes One, Forced Order, Magnitude, Mongrel, No Idol, Scarab, Seed of Pain, Whispers, Drain, Gorilla Biscuits, my favorite hardcore band ever, Fleshwater, End It, Turmoils. A lot of people going to get punchy in the pit for this one. Missing Link, also from New York on there. Gridiron. Good shit. Good Things Festival. We've been talking about that for a while. Jimmy James, what's up? We've been, the one that didn't happen. Yeah, that lineup was great. I think it's too many bands. Make it 2 days. It's too much money for one day. It's too much to do in one day. There's no way to actually enjoy the festival if it's too many fucking bands. That's my personal feeling. We do love covering it. I would love to cover it again. But I don't think I will be going this year unless something crazy happens like Tool plays it. I don't right this minute, no matter who they get. I've seen them all. And I don't think there's like enough of a draw. And there's other things I want to do, like Mojave Experience, maybe Maryland Death Fest. Anyway, Good Things Festival taking place in Australia has now announced all their sideshows. So all the headline bands: Tool, All Time Low, All American Rejects, Machine Head, Knocked Loose, Lorna Shore, Refused, who are playing their last shows ever in Australia. Fever 333, these are all sideshows. Gore, who's added a bunch of more Australian dates. This looks cool. Hard Rock Hell in England is taking place coming up soon in November. Royal Republic is the headliner. Steelheart reactivated. April Wine. Black Eyed Sons, the still unfortunately named Wigwam, Please Change Your Name, Junkyard Drive, and a bunch of other British rock bands and European rock bands. They also have an awards show. They have a Prague show. You don't care for Tool. That's fine, Don. I'm a big fan. Nick from Glacially Musical hates Tool, but I am going to try to make him do Tool next year. Sonic Temple keeps adding a bunch of bands. Rockville has added a bunch of bands. Got much more metal with this lineup change. So we'll see. They're shaping up to be pretty big. Headliners include MyChem and Bring Me the Horizon. So more headliners to go still. All right, that's the festival wrap up for this week's Sonic. Yeah, Sonic Temple looks fucking great. And Rockville is looking solid, which is why I kind of feel like really Sick New World is really competing against Sonic Temple and Rockville and not Coachella. But the problem is a lot of people from Vegas leave Vegas to go to Coachella because of the short flight times. Savant is here. So the Rush tickets are on sale, and they are anywhere from $59 to $600, apparently, according to something I heard. So I would like to go to this. They added a bunch more dates. So every city, LA, Fort Worth, Chicago, New York, Toronto, Cleveland, they added 2 more nights in each city for a total of 80,000 plus people per city, except Mexico, which I think they're still doing maybe 1 or 2. I'd like to go to this, but not for $600. I just saw this tour, Judas Priest and Alice Cooper, Tuesday. We covered it yesterday. Phenomenal show. COC opened. Very clever marketing by COC to put the video screen behind them had their brand new album, double album cover for 2026. Unnamed, no music yet, but pretty fucking rad. Cooper was incredible. I don't want to spoil everything, but it's a classic full Cooper show, even though it's a headline show. And Priest was phenomenal. Great fucking show. I'm so glad I got to go. Shout out to my boy Jorge from my band Angst. Follow us at Angst Music SF. We're hopefully going to work on some new stuff soon. Metallica has one more show left in this year, and that is the Qatar Grand Prix in a place they've never played before. Qatar, kind of one of our enemies. I don't kind of know why they're playing there, but okay. Okay. Let's let Qatar train Air Force pilots on U.S. soil for them to later bomb our friends. Cool. Anyway, I also saw this show yesterday, Dark Angel. I am officially too fucking old for a 6-band bill on a Wednesday. I was dying by the end of this thing. I was highly entertained. It was an excellent show. Tonight is the final night in LA and at the Belasco, but the show last night was great. I absolutely loved Hyrax. Comedians can't go to Riyadh, but Metallica can go to Qatar. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. But anyway, Dark Angel, I'm just going to take 1 second to tirade a little. The internet is shitting on Dark Angel for their album people have not heard, and for their merch, I guess it shows, and their AI artwork. Yes, the artwork for the album cover looks kind of AI, and they used an AI visualizer for the lyric video. And, I interviewed Gene Hoglan here on the channel. You can check that out. And Gene was like, we're staunchly anti-streaming and anti-Spotify because they will not pay us what we deserve. I don't want my music on Apple Music. They don't pay either. They pay worse than Spotify, apparently. And I just as soon as make my own record label and put records out myself. If you want the Dark Angel record, buy it from their website or buy the physical CD or vinyl and buy the thing. Now, I will say, I went to the tour hoping to buy the record, and they didn't have it. They will have it tonight in LA, apparently. But I was like, how do you not have the record? But also, fucking new music is fucking killer and stands up to the best Dark Angel shit I heard. So, I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. The songs are killer. The merch look cool. I don't know what the fuck people are mad. They heard it was bad. Someone said it was bad. And the whole internet and all of Reddit said it sucks. It doesn't suck. Review coming soon to Ghost Cult, probably within a week or two. Better Lovers is going on tour. They kicked off their UK tour tonight, or European tour. Hopefully we catch them in the UK next week. Today is the Day has some touring going on for November. This looks pretty fucking killed. The Never Give In tour. This looks amazing. Atomic Bitch. I'm back. Okay, hey, it's me. Oh, fuck me. All right, lost my slideshow for a minute. But yeah, man, what a drag. People just want to hate on shit, bum me out. There's enough fucking hatred in the world, and I just don't have the fucking patience for it, I just don't have the patience. I'm almost done with the show. I'm almost out the door. Probably like 15, 20 minutes. 5 to 10 more minutes for the show. 20 until I leave. All right. Anyway. Capra. Yeah, man. It's a flag, technically, that Tyler sent me. I love Capra. I do hope they can come back someday. I know they're kind of on a extended hiatus. I feel like Capra and Gozu were the only two good bands on that Blacklight Media sub-label from Metal Blade. Hey, it's me. All right. Now I got to catch back up where the fucking slideshow left off. Where was I? Concerts and tours, right? Shot them at a horse show. Sick, bro. Yeah, Horrors, I love that band. I need to interview them. I haven't talked to them in a couple of years, and I would like to get back to talking to them. Their last record was fucking killer. All right, so Dark Angel, Better Lovers, Today is the Day, Atomic Bitchwax, and Crowbot. So Dawn, see if that's coming near you, and maybe I will send you out to it. Primer 55. I know we've been talking about new metal, Sick New World, and System of a Down, and Mudvayne, and Slipknot having one of the best runs of their whole career the last couple of years. And Primer 55 is doing their first tour in 15 years. Bobby Burns was on Death's Door 7-8 months ago, and now he's going out on the road. I do hope he's going to take it easy. Take it slow, bro. Take it slow. Season to Risk, another band I love, is coming my way to the West Coast soon. I'm going to try to catch that in December. Prong continues to do little bits of touring for their 31 years of cleansing or something. VNV Nation announced a tour today. We'll get that up on the site overnight, but I'm really excited about VNV Nation. So already we got like 9 Inch Nails, VNV Nation, and probably Stabbing Westward coming back on tour next year. Not all together. That would be sick, but and 9 Inch Boys Noise or whatever. Dream Theater is coming around on tour. We're hoping to cover that on the East Coast next week. They are continuing to support their comeback record with Mike Portnoy. Paradise Lost just released a new album, Don, and they are on tour right now with Mesa and High Parasite, featuring Aaron, formerly of My Dying Bride. I hate saying that sentence. Gore continues their tour with Helmet and Dwarves, and they just added a bunch of new dates to Australia by popular demand because Gore, people want to try to come for them. And Mike says, fuck Dream Theater, but Mike, you're in a thread with Paul and Omar who love Dream Theater. So, those are your boys. Maybe you should think carefully, son. Talk shit, get shot. Iced tea. Lemonade. Anyway. And let's just appreciate that this photo of Corey Glover of Living Color and Disciples of Verity and Keith David, one of my favorite actors ever, just hanging out. Posting pictures on Instagram of them going to like a meal together at a combo. They've been friends for a long time. I know Corey goes back to the 80s as an actor, even before Living Color took off. So kind of fucking fun. All right. Once again, a brief reminder, if you want to drop us a tip, there's tip devices and links in the pin posts. Ghost Cult, one of our affiliate partners, is Fable Beard. If you want to have an awesome beard like I do, check out the link in the description. I can send you it also. If you buy some Fable Beard products, they're all natural, they're wonderful, they smell good, they feel good, they're good for you. And it's not like all these deodorants with aluminum, and it's not like all these oils that are not good for your skin getting onto your beard and getting into your skin. Fable Beard rules. If you sign up with our link in the description, you get $10 off your first order. We get free Fable Beard products. Also, again, we're part of the Lamb Goat Media Network. They have too many other partner sites to name today, but we're part of them. So when you see ads at ghostcultmag.com, that is from Lamb Goat. What's up, Chasing Vinyl is passing by. Love your stuff. And again, if you're watching this anywhere except TikTok, sorry, you are watching this through the grace of StreamYard. If you want to stream like we do, sign up with the link in the description. Okay. We're on all the socials. We're doing all the things. You already know. We have a newsletter. Tomorrow's giveaway will push our newsletter. Mike is just savaging me in the comments. Rangers first team never be shut out first 3 games. Yeah, I know. That doesn't hurt me. You think that hurts me, bro? 1983, Mike. So, yeah, obviously the story of the day, the story of the week, the story of now is Ace passing away. This shit sucks. He took a spill in his studio a few weeks ago. We didn't have very much info. October, like a month ago, he had the accident. Less than a month ago, 3 weeks ago, very quickly he passed. So he had a fall in his home studio while recording his new covers album. See if that comes out or not. Don't know. Last record as of now will come out in his lifetime is that 10,000 Volts record. All right. Not that great, but all right. Ace already did everything he has to do in his career. There's nothing to prove. And there was very little info put out. And Eddie Trunk said, very coyly, like, oh, I know what's going on, but I'm sworn to secrecy. And it's like, well, if there's something bad, tell us. And then we started to hear the last couple of days he was in the hospital and he wasn't doing well. And then today we heard he was on life support and that the family and the wife had decided to maybe, let him go because he had no brain function. A brain bleed is the official cause of death, but it's possible he had a stroke. It's possible he hit his head. We don't know. But it's horrible. Horrible way to go. 74. Maybe all these old guys need to just be careful and baby themselves and just do less. Say less and do less. You know what I'm saying? Kiss put out a statement. I will read it to you. Thank you to my wonderful girlfriend for sending me this. I was wondering when Kiss would put out a statement. Again, I do feel like the media coverage of this has been fucking terrible. We are devastated by the passing of Ace Frehley. He was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative foundational chapters of the band and its history. I feel like I want to read this in the Gene Simmons voice. He is and will always be a part of Kiss's legacy. Our thoughts are with Jeanette, Monique, and all those who loved him, including our fans around the world. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons of Kiss. I'm sure Peter will put out his own statement. Oi. Rachel's here. What's up, Rachel? Ghost cultist Rachel. So, yeah, man, just fucking brutal. Ozzy, the pumpkin patch design of Ozzy was finally visited by Sharon and Amy and Kelly this week. This is a big pumpkin patch every year where the owners of the pumpkin patch do a display with the pumpkins. It's usually voted on by fans of their social media. Ice Slices is here. Sludge Metal Fuck Yeah is here. I also say Sludge Metal Fuck Yeah all the time, especially when I'm listening to Conan. Anyway, Ozzy Pumpkin Patch visited by Sharon. Pretty cool. Ozzy documentary. Again, I watched the second go of it last weekend. It is brutal. I will do a review of it soon. Or another, like a written review of it. I already did a live stream review of it. I'll do a written review soon. Ozzy has the #1 bestseller for the 6th or 7th time. Ask Dr. Ozzy, I Am Ozzy, a bunch of other Ozzy's ABCs. These books were all bestsellers. His final book here, I have it. I started reading it. I got to finish it. The other big news of the week, MTV Europe, Paramount, the parent company of MTV, is canceling all the other MTV-related channels. If you think this is not extending to the U.S. soon, you are sadly mistaken. Granted, they're on different properties in Europe, and it's probably a licensing thing. All these channels will shut down on the 21st. This is less than a year after Paramount just wiped out the servers with MTV.com and MTV News and Comedy Central's website and all these other properties they own. Fucking whack. I understand that MTV is not a music channel anymore, and I thought the VMAs thing was mostly terrible, except the tribute to Ozzy. But yeah, man, I know nostalgia is not always the best for you, but like it's MTV is part of a lot of people's upbringing. I just want to thank everybody watching it on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and everywhere else. Thank you, y'all. TikTok. Metallica played the Dream Fest, the Dreamforce convention by Salesforce last night, and I posted this overnight before I went to bed, and yeah, pretty interesting. There's like video, every video you see of Metallica, and then somebody with the camera pans on the fans, and people are just like this. Glazed over, bored as fuck, don't appreciate shit. Like, I understand, like, Metallica got a huge corporate payday and probably got, they're partners with Salesforce for a long time. I love fans just being fucking absent. Like, here's the greatest rock band of our time, the greatest metal and rock band ever, maybe. And, like, people are just fucking emotionless while they're on. And Benson Boone opened also, and I know he's great. I saw him this year, too. But, like, if you do corporate shit, you're going to get corporate fake-ass sellout people who are not going to fucking appreciate shit. Maybe it's time for them after 15 years to stop fucking with this company. By the way, this company that wants, like, troops to come into San Francisco. The CEO said he would like troops to come in here. But listen, I live here. It's not that fucking bad. It's not any worse than any other major city in the country. There's not fucking riots or people on fire. It's San Francisco. People are trying to get their fuck on and eat Korean hot dogs with like hot honey hot honey on it. Like, get fucked. The city is fine. We don't need the government in here. So yeah, Metallica last night. They did, on the plus side, Metallica did play well, but on the plus side, Metallica Saved My Life had its debut at the Mill Valley Film Festival earlier this week, and hopefully soon we're going to get a wide release and a video on demand. I hope it's coming before the end of the year, because I really want to see this fucking thing. The Friendly Man is here. What's up, LA Woman? Good news. Some good news, finally. Charlie Benante and Carla Harvey finally tied the knot in Las Vegas this week. Gene Simmons married them fresh off of his car accident. I'm Gene Simmons. I hate to think of what he charged them to get married. But they love Gene and they love Kiss. And I'm sure they're all bumming today because they love Kiss so much. And the wedding looked cool. The photos look cool. Charlie and Carla are adorable. They make music together with her project. She's also in Lords of Acid. and her band, The Violet Hour. And obviously, Charlie has Anthrax with a new Anthrax record coming out, probably a Pantera live album coming out with this current iteration of Pantera with Zach. Mazel tov and all the best to the Benantes. Rob Zombie did announce his new album, The Great Satan, with the most boring ass fucking artwork I've seen and a pretty dull song. But, you know, Rob Zombie fans, if you're a fan, you kind of know what you're going to get. You know, Hoobajoo, Godzilla, Bambalam, Black Betty, Bambalam. Yeah, that's every fucking White Zombie song. And Rob Zombie song. But I love White Zombie. Rob Zombie, not as good. But anyway, good for Rob Zombie. Another interview I will probably never get. Let's talk about this. This is a big story in the last week. Andrew Lee of the San Jose death metal band Ripped to Shreds. This was a story. We started to talk about this last week, where there was a death metal festival in Illinois. We talked about it because all the bands dropped off like within a few days of it. Most of them international who couldn't afford to get the visas here or weren't granted their visas. A lot of them were sketchy, but I didn't focus on that. I focused on the, hey, if I paid to go to a festival and like 3 days before the festival, 60% of the lineup dropped, I'd be fucking mad. And the rest of my brethren in the music world dunked on them, and I felt bad. But anyway, Andrew was supposed to play with Master at Gilman Street, which is basically the CBGBs of Berkeley. It's a legendary punk venue. I've gone there a bunch of times. I saw Better Lovers there. Almost got my head handed to me. I've done some karaoke there. I have a Berkeley membership card, Gilman membership card. I always dreamed of living here and going to that place to see shows, and I fucking did it. I made my dreams come true in multiple ways. And he dropped off the Master show because Master did not drop off the show with a bunch of, you know, sketchy, fucked up bands, racist bands. So there was a debate about this. Gilman has not commented on it. He called everybody out. People were angry at him. He gave a very cogent, intelligent response in this personal video. The full video is on his YouTube. There's a smaller video. I wouldn't mind talking to Andrew, or, you know, one of us here at Ghost called Talking to Andrew about this. He made a long case about American Asian, you know, racism, America's racist history in general, America's racist history toward Asian Americans, and the racism he himself has faced and called out. And, you know, it led to a pretty interesting debate on our socials because I posted about it. I posted a question like, you know, do we have a racism problem? We clearly do. And he felt like even other Asian American artists don't talk enough about it. And maybe they should. Let me know what you think in the comments. Speaking of Iron Maiden, we talked about this having an anniversary recently. Live After Death is getting a deluxe remaster. It's Iron Maiden's 50th anniversary. There's so many cool things happening. Tours and album reissues and this coffee table book that got announced. There's a cool picture of Steve Harris for no reason. There's an Iron Maiden coloring book that's coming out. They've had a series of those actually from a British company, adult coloring books. So pretty cool. Not like adult coloring books, but coloring books for adults. Punctuation matters. Phrasing. We talked last week about Tobias of Ghost backing up his favorite Swedish pop rock artist in Linkoping, where they're from. No makeup, just Tobias soloing and smiling. A lot of fun. What a fun guy. This is pretty cool and terrible at the same time. Aftershock is notorious for in Sacramento, which I did not go to this year, but hopefully next year will be the year I get back there. Aftershock is known as a place where phones get robbed. Aftershock is a place that's too dusty and dirty and people get sick. And listen, man, if people are crowd surfing, anybody, I understand you might touch a butt or you might touch a leg or you might touch somebody's boob if they're fucking swimming. You're a fun guy. This guy dressed up as Ronald McDonald. Like, if you're gonna fucking grope crowd surfers and sexually harass people, maybe not be dressed up as Ronald McDonald at a festival. Because they found him like that, cut his bracelet off, ejected him. I highly urge people to come forward. No one had really like accused him directly. It was just hearsay or I saw him do it. But if you've been at Aftershock or whatever and you know who this person is, yes, it's not ratting. Come forward and tell the cops because he can be prosecuted. Dress up like Pete Hegseth. I mean, Pete Hegseth is a normal white. He is every average white guy. I got to tell you, everybody that ever kicked my ass my whole life was a boring white guy. All right. Anyway, so at least some justice was done. He was kicked out of the fest. Thank you, Danny Wimmer. Thank you, security. Again, talked about BNB Nation for some touring. Revocation's new album is out now. I have a new interview running on Monday with Revocation. They're on tour right now. Absolutely one of the best death metal albums of the year out on Metal Blade. Very excited about all these new things. And again, I talked about this a little last week. You know, don't get mad. Record labels are going to record label. Lorna Shore's on Century Media, just like you're owned by Sony, just like Believe now owns Nuclear Blast, and Warner Brothers and Elektra are owned by, and Roadrunner is owned by Warner Brothers. So these big bands are going to promote Grammy consideration. Lorna Shore is not a sellout band. They have unexpectedly broken through to the mainstream, which I think is fucking incredible. Queen Purple Unicorn is here. But, don't begrudge them. This is what the labels are trying to do. They're trying to promote their bands, because getting a Grammy even nominated is a bump in your streams and helps your band. So they're just doing normal record industry things. The metal is not supposed to get a Grammy. Metal people have been getting a Grammy since Jethro Tull, motherfuckers. Get into it. Jethro Tull, the greatest metal band we know. All right, almost done here. I read a review. So last week we told you about Erewhon having this goth Sunday smoothie from Billy Corgan. I don't know why he's claiming goth when he was goth for like 5 minutes. But one of my favorite writers ever is Dan Ozzi. He co-wrote such books as Sellout and the major label Feeding Frenzy of Pop Punk, and Tranny with Laura Jane Grace of Against Me. And he just blogged about how horrible it was. He paid like $25 for it, and it was disgusting. Awesome. Fucking awesome. All right. Let's just normalize this picture of Nick Cage and his son Weston, the black metal kid, for no reason. My head. Yeah. Wes was telling me about Watain and Cradle of Filth. I love them so much. You could just imagine Cage just going in on how much he loves Watain and Emperor. Discord was hacked this week. This is one of my favorite channels. Top Music Attorney, a lawyer reacts. She does a lot of these, and she's been talking about why you shouldn't be on Spotify anymore, and Discord got hacked. So go change your password on Discord immediately. I did already. Follow her channel. All right, really quick. Let's do the New Music Friday and you get the fuck out of here. Really quick. Because I'm kind of over today. Not going to lie. Okay. Here are the new albums coming out for October 17, 2025. Band name, album title, record label, if there is one, and maybe a little bit of minutiae if I know it. 84 Tigers, Nothing Ends. That's a side project of Pennywise. Spartan Records. Age of Ruin, Nothing Man, self-released. An Abstract Illusion, The Sleeping City, is for some excellent death metal, black and death metal on Willowtip Records. We reviewed that. Iron Risk, Moonlight Pyromancy on Matriarch Records. Armored Knight, The Quest for Sacred Melody on Dying Victims Record. Bastard Skull on Wormhole Death for some heavy metal. Battle Beast for some symphonic, progressive metal, power metal. Steelbound, we just ran that review on Nuclear Blast Records. Boris reissues Drone Evil and Pink, coming soon on Relapse Records. I hope to get copies of those. Maybe I'll bring some content here. Very underrated and excellent Karach Angren, The Cult of Kariba EP on Season of Mist, and amazing black metal. Computers Kill People, The Storyteller on Colonel Panic Records. I think that's some punk. Coroner, the great thrash metal band, is back. Oh, yes. Old Skull was very good, Don. Hot Dog Hell, you're so silly. Old Skull was fun. Coroner, new album, Dissonance Theory. Got a review of that also. Daedric, As the Light Left on Fixed Records for some industrial EDM, EBM music. Dear Forbidden, subtitled. Defigurement, End Brio on Nefarious Industries. So clever, that name. Evoken, great death doom band. Mendacium on Profound Lore. I have an interview coming up with that band. Let's see, Geobia X Aeon on Heavy Psych Sounds for some psychedelic rock that you would probably love. Done. Grave Ripper from Welkin to Tundra on Wiseblood Records for some stoner doom. Hellbearer, Dr. Fates for some heavy metal. High on Wheels, Monkey on Clonosphere Records for some prog. Internal Bleeding, the legendary Queens and Long Island death metal band. Settle All Scores on Maggot Stomp Records. Cool name reference there. Obituary song name check, right? Let's see, Calpe, Destroyer of Worlds on Morbid Subculture Records. I interviewed them a long time ago. Meteora, named clearly for the Linkin Park album. Broken Mind EP on H Music. Moon Destroys. This is a one, Dawn, for you. She Walks by Moonlight. Great album title for a Kiss song. Re-release on Blues Funeral Records. Let's see what else. Paslin Canton's new solo album, formerly of A Perfect Circle, and Pixies Triste on Hideous Human Records, which is her own label she owns. Pyre, Inexorable Preponderance. All right. Sabaton, new album, Legends, Better Noise Music. Anybody else a Sabaton fan? I like them, but I don't listen to them all the time at home. You know, if I see them live, it's fun. New metal from Atlanta, Silly Goose. What the fuck is up, Denny's? Not that band, but what the fuck is up? Subway. That's those guys. Keys to the City on Blue Grape Music. Tombs, great black and death metal and post-punk a little. Feral Darkness on Redefining Darkness. Tribal Gaze. Inveighing Brilliance on Nuclear Blast. Void of Sleep, the abyss into which we all have to stare on Oral Music. And Wretched Decay. Metal Blade Records. That is all your New Music Friday. I am not doing a mailbag. This hat is my mailbag. I got this at the show because I couldn't get a Dark Angel vinyl. Pissed. But okay, I'm still going to order it, but fucking annoyed. But yeah, this is my new Sacred Reich hat. This is my one, you know, I bought a few stickers and things like that. They're in my bag outside. But anyway, that's the show. What a fucking, just a fucking bleak fucking time. I had such a good week until today. I'm going to continue to try to have a good weekend. As I say every week at this juncture of the show, it's a tough time in the world. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Stay metal as possible. I am not in a mood to dance a jig, so I'm just going to do the Ace Frehley from Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. Rest in power, Spaceman. We love you. We will always love you. From my hometown, the Bronx, I will be on tomorrow to do a live stream about Ace's life and work and why he matters. Thank you for being here and supporting me one more week. Thank you for supporting everybody that works at Ghost Cult Mag. I'm out. Peace.